Today we are reading from Proverbs chapter 24. It speaks especially to our present situation and to our youth. Recently, gradually, I'm going to be 67 this year. Today, I'm still 66, but soon I will turn 67. So when I read Bible, I always read the part about the youth because I'm growing older and older. So I have strong hope for the youth. I really have word for you all. The title for today is chapter 24. The title for today is the youth in the midst of our present difficulties. Be a strong man, be a powerful man. You shall change this generation. Yes, we face difficulties. To many, we are in hardship. But you must become a man of strength. Arise. To be a man of strength. You definitely can change this generation. Oh, we have this young lady coming. We thank the Lord. Oh, she's happy. We have this lady coming in every day or most of the days. We can turn an adversity to a good time. But the problem is whether you have strength. Are you oppressed by adversity? But facing adversity, you may overcome adversity. So maybe another title could be, our youngster embrace the strength to overcome adversity. You can turn adversity into a blessing. We do not be oppressed by circumstances. We have life. We have strength. Do not be frustrated, but do not give up or do not do evil. We have God in our lives. That's what chapter 24 of Proverbs trying to tell us. It's divided into 3 paragraphs. Verse 1 to 12. Hold on to wisdom and follow God. Where is our strength? Where is the strength to overcome adversity and hardship? We must cling to wisdom and follow God closely. 5 subpoints here. I will not go into detail of the 5 subpoints. Verse 1 to 4, the first subpoint, subparagraph. By wisdom and understanding, we receive house. So here, to Hong Kong people, then we say that we will buy flats, we'll buy house. This is time to buy house. Verse 1, do not be envious of evil men or desire to be with them, for their heart devises violence and their lips talk of troublemaking. Verse 1 and 2. In adversity, you face evildoer. You face those who are in power. They can be your opponents. Whether they are good or bad, they try to attack you. Maybe what they do are not good, or it could be good, but they are doing ungodly things. But do not be envious of them. Do not fret because of the evildoers. The evildoers do evil things, but then it seems like they are flourishing, they're prospering. They have a lot of money. They have a lot of houses. They have a lot of money. They have good network. They are in power. They are in great power. So to us, to the youth, to the righteous one, we are in adversity. If that's the case, we are in adversities. Now, at that time, do not envious of them. Do not desire to be with them. Do not associate yourself with them. Do not connect with them. Do not partner with them. Do not follow them. Do not attack them. Neither should you follow them. Just do not associate yourself with them. For their hearts devises violence, and their lips talk of troublemaking. Verse 2. Whatever they think, whatever they do, whatever they plan are evil. And to us, this is an adversity. In such hardship, what should we do? Through wisdom, a house is built, and by understanding, it is established. By knowledge, the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. Verse 3 and 4. By wisdom and knowledge, we do with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and then we build our life. And you will be able to build your own house. And you will be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. The path of wisdom is for us to go. But we do not go on the way of evildoers, even though the evildoers are in power. But don't worry. We hold on to wisdom. We hold on to knowledge and understanding. By knowledge, we act, behave step by step, gradually. At the end, it will build a house. Your house will be established by your knowledge, by your judgment. Knowledge is to know the whole situation, the overall situation. You know how to react, how to respond. That is knowledge. Do not get involved with them, but do not envy them either. We simply walk in the way of understandings. Your days will be better and better. Verse 5 to 6. Will be victorious by wisdom. Through wisdom, we will be able to gain a house in verse 3 and 4. Verse 5 to 6. 5 to 7. That we will be victorious. We'll be victorious by our wisdom. A wise man is strong. Yes, a man of knowledge increases strength. Verse 5. For by wise counsel you will wage your own war, and in the multitude of counselors there is safety. Wisdom is too lofty for a fool. He does not open his mouth in the gates. Verse 7. He who plots to evil will be called a schemer. The devising of foolishness is sin, and the scoffer is an abomination to men. Verse 8 to 9. A wise man is strong. Verse 5. By our wisdom, we shall be victorious. By wisdom, we establish the work of our hand. You may receive house, and you can overcome the evildoers. You can overcome all the adversity. A wise man is strong. A man of knowledge increases strength. Your strength will keep increasing and increasing. Do not be afraid of adversity. Facing adversity, we must have wisdom. We must have knowledge. That's the source of your strength. When you wage your war, by wise counsel, you will wage your war, and in multitude of counselors there is safety. You need counselor. You need to have counsel, wise counsel. Verse 7, wisdom is too lofty for a fool. He does not open his mouth in the gate. Verse 7. To a fool, to a fool, wisdom is too lofty for him. He was so low. He's so low. He cannot reach wisdom. He is without wisdom. That's why he will be ashamed. That's why he does not open his mouth in the gate. There is no place for him to say. He is ashamed. He's disgraced. Not only is he disgraced in the gate, and outside the gate, he will be rebuked. Verse 8 and 9. He who plots to do evil will be called a schemer. The devising of foolishness is sin, and the scoffer is an abomination to man. A fool is totally without wisdom. In the gate, he is ashamed. In public place, by the gate, he was despised by all. At the end, he will be despised by all. And at the end, he will be called schemer. His devising will be sin. As time goes by, you can see his sin will be exposed. He will be despised by all, abomination to men. Now, do not connect with them. Do not associate with them. Do not go in their ways. You must go on the way of wisdom. At the end, they will be disgraced. They will be an abomination to men. And how about us? We face the whole adversity. Do not connect with them. We must go on the way of wisdom. By wisdom and knowledge, we will establish the work of our hand. Your days will be better and better, and you will win the battle. Why do we say that? Verse 10 to 12. That's the end of this paragraph. If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Deliver those who are drawn towards death and hold back those stumbling to the slaughter. If you say, surely we did not know this, does not he who weighs the hearts consider it? He who keeps your soul, does he not know it? When will he not render to each man according to his deeds? Verse 10 to 12. If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength will be is small. Verse 10. Now you are in adversity. You faint. You follow the evildoers so that you don't want to be harmed. You don't want to be harmed. You think that you will have safety if you follow them. You faint. You have no strength. Your strength is small. In the adversity, in the days of trouble, you must arise and muster your strength. Hold on to wisdom and follow God. We just talked about hold on, cling to wisdom. And here, there are few things here. These few verses, few questions raised. Surely we did not know this. Does not he who weighs the hearts consider it? Verse 12. Who is the one who weighs the heart of God? The heart is the God. He who keeps your soul, does he not know it? In adversity, who keeps your soul? Who? Who does? And who weighs the hearts of men? Who is the judge? Who the end is in the whose hand is the end lies? And will he not render to each man according to his deeds? Verse 12. Who will say the last words? It's not the evildoer, and it's not you. It's God alone. That's why cling on to wisdom and follow God. In present adversity, brothers and sisters, definitely we are in a hardship today. We face social movement. We face financial challenges. We face a lot of disputes between the nations. Now you can see the opposition between China, Russia, and the US. Twice in a week that President Xi had video call with the Russian president. And then Biden also had conversation with Putin. So which side will Russia take? Does Russia side with China or US? The world is in great tension and is getting stronger. And Japan, yesterday, is getting involved. So Japan is under the restriction by the World War II, the World War II, that the national security budget cannot overcome 1% of the total revenue. Now Japan is trying to take that ceiling off. Japan wants to develop on their national defense because China is getting stronger and stronger in their eyes. If there is war between China and Taiwan, Japan will be affected. That's why Japan wants to develop its own national defense. So now we have military ships going around from one country to another, not for friendly visits, but to send out a warning. So what kind of the world we are in today? I want to tell you today, the plague is definitely bad. Many people die because of this. But if you look at the plague, the pandemic, it has lasted for over a year now. Over more than a year, we are unable to leave the country. It kind of cooled down the world disputes a little bit more contained. So that's why our ozone layer is blessed. The earth has time to actually recuperate, will have time to rest. Man never gives the earth a chance to rest. Who gives the earth a chance to rest? And cool down the disputes, the hot disputes. Try to cool it down a little bit. I know everything is in the hand of God. So our youth, our brothers and sisters, the youngsters, that's the world situation we are in today. It is extremely hard. Whatever industry you are in, you are affected. We are in the day of adversity. If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. But if you have faith, then your strength is great. You can overturn the adversity. Why? Because everything is in the hand of God. God reigns. God says the last words. He is the final judge. He keeps our souls. He weighs our hearts. At the end, each one of us shall give account to God. The end of the world is not in the hand of evildoers. The end is not in our hand, it's in the hand of God. That's why we simply cling on to wisdom and follow God. We are able to create a godly generation, not an averse generation. That's the first paragraph. The second paragraph, verse, away from evildoer and fear God. That's the source of our strength. That's to keep us safe, away from evildoer and fear God. 13 to 22, verse 13 and 14. You will have hope if you find knowledge and wisdom. Find wisdom, you will have a prospect. So hope is our term. We have hope. But to the youngsters, they don't know what hope is. We have a future. In Hong Kong's present situation, we feel like we do not have a future. That's why people want to immigrate. They want to leave Hong Kong. Do you think there will be a future, there will be hope for you if you move to another country? It could be even harder, even more difficult. It's unknown. Immigration costs a lot. Does it mean that immigration brings us hope and future? It's not. It doesn't necessarily. What guarantees our future? Find wisdom. Hold on to strength. Wisdom is your strength. Hold on to wisdom and follow God. That's the source of your strength. So receive wisdom just like eat honey and honeycomb. Verse 14, if you have found it, there is a prospect, and your hope will not be cut off. Verse 14, 8b. You find wisdom to your soul, you will have a good reward. And your hope, your future will not be cut off. You will have hope. You will have a future. You find wisdom. That's why in adversity, in a day of adversity, what should you see? We do not fix our eyes on the present situation. And then we decide whether we have democracy or not. What we should see, what we should know is the will of God. If the whole nation follows God, everyone follows God, there will be democracy. If no one follows God, if everyone does evil, with or without that particular law, it won't make a difference. May God help us. Please hear me correctly. We don't normally talk about politics on our pulpit. But every one of us is in a political situation, environment. I want to help you how to respond in such an environment. You do not look at the objective, the present situation, but you must find wisdom. and know that God rules, God reigns. We simply walk in the will of God. What you can change the whole situation, the whole circumstances. Law is not to restrict the good people. Law is to handle the evildoers. That's the heart of having a law in place. That's why fear the Lord and the king. That's the end of this paragraph, verse 21 and 22. Fear the Lord and the king. Verse 21. I need to go a little bit quicker due to the time. Verse 15 and 16. Do not join hand with the evildoer to attack the righteous one. Do not lie in wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteousness. Do not plunder his resting place, for a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again, but the wicked shall fall by calamity. Verse 13 and 14 tell us to find wisdom so that we may have a hope and for future. Verse 15 and 16 said, do not join hand with the wicked one to attack the righteous one. Verse 17 and 18, do not rejoice when your enemies fall. Do not rejoice over people's trouble. They may be evildoer, your enemy, but now they receive their due judgment, and then you rejoice, you become evildoer. Do not rejoice when people fall and stumbles. 17 and 18. Do not rejoice when your enemy falls, and do not let your heart be glad when he stumbles, lest the Lord sees it, and it did please him, and he turn away his wrath from him. And then verse 19, do not fret because of evildoers, nor be envious of the wicked, for there will be no prospects for the evil man. The lamp of the wicked will be put out. Do not fret because of evildoers. The lamp of the wicked will be put out. Yes, they are in power. They are doing good. They can do whatever pleases them. They even arise and attack you. But you must find wisdom. The lamp of the wicked will be put out. Even though they are in power now, but they do not have a future. They do not have hope because they do evil. Everything is in the hand of God. It's not in his hand. We simply hold on to wisdom and follow God. We definitely have a hope and a future. My son, fear the Lord and the king. Verse 21. Verse 21. My son, fear the Lord and the king. Do not associate with those given to change, for their calamity will rise suddenly, and who knows the ruin those two can bring. Verse 22. Who knows the ruin the king and God can bring? The ruin on the evil man. No one knows. But the ruin will definitely come to the evil man. That's why we need to fear God and the king. As a citizen, whichever nations you belong to, you must abide by the law of your nation. Otherwise, you will be punished by the law in your own country. That's all I can say. In adversity, We must abide by the Lord. We need to have wisdom. We must know and see that the Lord reigns. The last paragraph, verse 24 to 34. 23 to 34. And be a real and diligent person in adversity, my son. We must be a real, authentic person and diligent. Not to be enticed by any movement. We need to be down to earth and then walk on the way of wisdom. Fear God. How do we fear God? We become a real, authentic person and be diligent in our work. That's what verse 23 to 24 tells us. These things also, it is not good to show partiality in judgment. Verse 24, he who says to the wicked, you are righteous, him the people will curse, nations will abhor him. Do not say to the wicked, you are righteous. In many movements, everyone speaks from their own stance, and they will just turn, they will call the wicked righteous. Him the people will curse. But those who rebuke the wicked will have delight, and a good blessing will come upon them. Verse 25. He who gives a right answer kisses the lips. Verse 26. We need to be real and accurate in our words. Our words must be real and true. Then you'll have blessings. And verse 27, talk about our work. Prepare your outside work. It fits for yourself in the field, and afterward build your house. Verse 27. Be diligent in your work. And then verse 20. Do not lie or give false witness against your neighbor. Whether in law court or in your daily life, you should do the same. Verse 28, do not be a witness against your neighbor without cause, for would you deceive with your lips? Do not say, I will do to him just as he has done to me. I will render to the man according to his work. Do not take revenge. Do not say something like this. Verse 23. We need to be a diligent person. We need to be down to earth. We need to take initiative and then overcome our laziness. The youngsters likely to cut corner. A lazy person is a clever person. Why should I work so hard? Just take the shortcut, cut corner. Why do I have to take a detour? No, there's absolutely no need for it. The Lord said we should do this. It's only for the foolish people. I am clever. I will do. I don't need to do this. See, I save so much work and time. It's time to make quick money. Remember little Jen in our the drama just on Sunday? Yeah, about the Caveman Alliance. If you remember, he likes to play the market, the stock market, make some quick money. We are told not to do this in chapter 24. Verse 30, I went by the field of the lazy man and by the vineyard of the man devoid of understanding, and there it was, all overgrown with thorns. Its surface was covered with nettles. Its stone wall was broken down. Verse 30 and 31. When I saw it, I considered it well. I looked on it and received instructions. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, so shall your poverty come like prowler, and your need like an armed man. The youngsters, we must face adversity, we have strength, and then we arise and work diligently. You don't say, I don't have a hope, forget it. Oh, I just give up. No, we need to be an authentic person. Our words should be true. We need to be true in our words. We need to be diligent in our work. If you are studying, study well, you will have a hope. Our strength comes from our wisdom. Every day, our work attitude from your mind, from your thoughts, from your conduct. What is in your thoughts? Is it optimistic or passive? Do I follow wisdom or do I follow evildoers? Do I try to please the evildoers and try to associate myself with them, or say, no, I don't want anything to do with you. I will speak what is true. Do not be deceived. And we need to work hard. We need to be diligent and work well. We just follow God. And everything is in the hand of God. God has the final say. God keeps our soul. It's God who is with us. Do not worry about the present situation. We are able to overcome, be above the situation, because we are in the kingdom of Christ. God is with us. We connect ourselves with God. You definitely have a hope and a future. This is so important word. You can see I'm being distracted. My son, you definitely have a hope. You definitely have a future. Amen.